Hi, I'm Anna Nimura at VanFunding Vancouver conference, and today I have a pleasure to talk to Michael Moll, co-founder and CPO at REITIUM. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. We're having a great time at the conference.
Yes, are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's great. I just had a talk on a panel. It was great with emerging technologies in fintech. So, the three other companies there well represented. One was a robo-advisor, one was Grove, who does financial back-end services for banks, and then the other one was automating small business loans. So it was great to just see their challenges and their perspectives, but also their competitive advantage. Because fintech is, it's the age of disruption. It's one of the best cases for disruption. So I've learned a lot,
Yes. Well, you are definitely in a very interesting company, and your company is also very interesting because you have the real estate platform. And you are a person who actually has a passion for product development. And you also love to create, and it comes to almost to the point of obsession. So tell me how your passion and obsession made you to co-found your company. How actually that translates into the creation of your company?
Right. So I thank you for that. Like I'm always looking to solve problems. Like I see problems and then I see them as challenges, but I'll see them as opportunities. I also am very fortunate to be a millennial. I grew up with technology, coming from Kenya originally. I had technology, but I didn't have internet at home. So I was just one step away from being connected. And then when I saw the iPhone and the iPad come out, I just saw the potential for computing power everywhere was just beyond the capacity, right? And so I started startups right when I was in second year university. And I could see that now you'd have a terminal of automation, scalability, micro-commerce, etc. And when we came to our company, we actually were at this conference a year ago, and we won the hackathon around blockchain, and we were thinking, what's the best use case of blockchain?
Amazing.
And we won around digitizing land titles to stop title fraud and to open up real estate to the masses. And when we saw that, we said, okay, let's take it one step further. And me and my co-founders were working on a travel app. And this was really figuring out how to make travel calendars sync and things like this. And, right in my sweet spot. And we thought, well, actually, let's look at the bigger picture here. Land title is one thing, but even the ability to access real estate is challenging. And we looked at crowdfunding. We looked at my business partner, myself, being millennials, not being able to afford. We looked at our other co-founder who's been in real estate for 14 years. And his mom comes to him and says, here's $30,000. Can you make me some returns like you make your clients? He says, I can't do anything with $30,000. She says, you know what? I'm 75. I have girlfriends. We're going to go buy a property together. The bank's not going to give them a loan. They're not. If somebody dies, they're all on title. It's so hectic. And then we thought, what a great situation for mobile commerce, crowdfunding, and letting people come together and do this. So we researched, and I'm always about researching and seeing, bringing together legal, accounting, regulation, and technology. We learned that the crowdfunding laws in Canada have made it so that anyone can invest in private places up to $1,500. In other provinces, it's like up to $10,000 in Ontario. America did the Jobs Act for crowdfunding regulation. So we're stepping on the backbone of amazing regulatory framework. And then tokenization comes along, and it's like these two things were a match made in heaven for a product person.
So it's almost like a real-time, real-life situation.
Exactly, right.
Prompt you to
and
get you the idea to create the company. I liked when you said, opening up real estate for the masses, because that sector was very exclusive, and it's still very exclusive. Towards catering towards wealthy individuals, right, or big investment companies. Right now, that your platform and also what is happening right now allows also different people to invest. Do you think that is actually going towards the democratization of investment in real estate?
100%. I think 1,000 years ago, kings and emperors and things like that were the ones who were the most landholders. And then, we came to a point where the American dream came through and there was lots of credit and people were able to get housing. But now that's really tightened up. And as cities become successful, the trap is the more successful a city is, the more expensive, the more unaffordable. But with democratization, it's about financial inclusion. In high-risk investments, you need to be an accredited investor, etc. But real estate is one of the safest asset classes in the world, right? And so with the democratization, all we're changing is who gets to be a landlord, right? We're not changing
Yes.
the way properties are managed. They're still professionally managed. They're still built professionally. It just opens up who gets to share that wealth. And I think
The ownership.
the ownership. And I think that's one of the most exciting things is if you think about people's personal balance sheet, how many assets do you have on your personal balance sheet? Individual people, they don't have. And they're no longer thinking that because they think it's unattainable. So the power comes back to the people when they realize individually they may not have enough money, but as a crowd, now they can safely and transparently bring their money together and have power and feel proud of ownership and get dividends and money. And that's something that is more than just the investment. I think that's something that will give people pride in capitalism, because there was a time where people were feeling very disheartened about the wealth separation between the very rich and the others. And now I think the others, what we really need in the world is people to be able to rise up and have a participatory chance, right?
That's right. So turning the coin right now. So also, do you think that will bring a little bit more of the cash flow to the ones who actually own real estate properties right now?
Yes, exactly. So I think that's a really good point is that right now when you own a lot of real estate properties, it's difficult to liquidate. And maybe you don't want to liquidate your whole holding. So we have some customers like hotels, family offices, investment funds, who through tokenization, instead of having to get a second mortgage, they could sell 20, 30% of the property to a crowd, get that equity out, and share those cash flows and be able to invest into new areas. And
so it's like a win-win situation.
It's a win-win situation, definitely, right? And so I think there's also going to be even more creative solutions such as, co-housing, co-living, crowdfunding of new concepts, eco-hotels, things like this that weren't possible before, right? You look at what Kickstarter has done, Airbnb has done, Uber has done for these very innovative things. We see our platform as infrastructure. And so we're very inspired by our clients coming to us with new innovative ideas for the way that real estate should be divided, shared, and owned. So it's very exciting.
So you operating globally. So how do you see actually global expansion? Are there the regions which are actually much more interested in crowdfunding real estate, or is it like very popular in North America, or is it just like, for example, in Africa or in Asia?
Right. I think so. That's actually an amazing question. So real estate is a global language. We've actually been to 9 countries this year, 16 conferences, and the demand is very even everywhere. I think Asia has the biggest demand for real estate. So in the North American portfolio, you might have a 20% real estate max. People say between 5 and 10% in a professional portfolio, but in Asia it's 50% of a personal portfolio is real estate.
That's a big margin.
That's a big margin. So they really are looking for it, and they're very interested in North American real estate. But in Europe, they're interested in their own real estate, and then in Africa, again, their own real estate. So there's regional differences in what type of real estate they want to do, but crowdfunding is very much the demand there is very even. And so we're starting in North America primarily because of the really good legal structures here to protect assets, protect individuals, very clear defined securities regulation, that's the beachhead, and then also the global demand to wanting to be here. But we also see emerging markets as a great opportunity for people to own their own real estate in their own country, to then develop those countries out, but also to be able to get money out of those countries when it needs to go to other areas. Because like I said before, kings and queens could own real estate globally. The average person could, easily, enter real estate in their own country. But how does someone in New Zealand buy real estate in Japan? Just the sheer amount of, infrastructure needed, 500 years ago, impossible unless you're a big company. Now today with something like REITIUM, anyone with their internet connection can go on, see verified properties and buy real estate in other countries, at 100 or thousands of the cost of 10, 20 years ago.
Yes. Well, I like that you started actually in North America, just because then, when it comes to regulatory system, when it comes to, the platform and security and everything, what you need to comply, then you have this ready and you can just simply transfer the model to different regions when everything expands. Michael, I really thank you so much
for amazing questions,
for your feedback and the information, because it's really good to know that the real estate is accessible for everyone, and you can actually invest just a small amount of money to become an owner of the property. Thank you so much, Michael. Thanks.
Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
Cheers.